ends killing them. They will want to complete it so long they have muted it out. I will give an instance. During 2019, after Atiku won primaries, he chose Obi. We all heard he explained how he got to choose Obi through his former president, Olusegun Obasanjo. We all know the stumbling block that these guys from Southeast, PDP leaders from Southeast, posed to that ticket, threatened him that if he doesn't change it, they won't support him. They said also so many things. But because of this man's way of life, that he has said A, the A must be A, even when he's seen losing the election because of the sabotage from the Southeast blocks of the PDP, the likes of Umahi, Ekweremadu, and the rest of them. How could he have chosen Obi ahead of them? We all saw it. But he stuck to his gun and stood with Obi. Coming again to 2023, 2022, around June, July or so, when he made that announcement to choose Okowa. We all saw also politically, if Atiku has chosen Wike for his vice president, there was every likelihood that he would have won that election. I'm from Delta, so he's not like Okowa, he's from Delta too. So even when he saw the stumbling block at the end of the day, but because some of us we are aware of the arrangement that he was going to give Okowa the VP ticket. So if getting close to that period, that those things started happening, and it was obvious that giving Okowa this thing will not even bring much needed vote. But because this man has already agreed to himself and his conscience and has muted it out that this is what he's going to do if he eventually wins the ticket, that is why Atiku couldn't renege. I don't know if any other person know, but you see me, as far as I'm concerned today, I have a friend, a Fulani friend, a young boy, a young man just like me. He has shown me that kind of 100% reliability. Then I plus it with Atiku. That is why if Atiku tells me he will do A, even when he's killing him, I know he will do it. So if Atiku has also come, I don't know if it's official or not, with respect to doing one term or whatever. I don't need to doubt him because I have seen it that he saw that Obi VP ship in 2019 was going to affect him because he has agreed. He went for it. He later saw that Okowa's VP ship was going to affect him. He later went for it because he has already agreed. So is it now that he will renege? He won't. The Atiku that I know. And today, Atiku has mass followership in the north, at least northeast and northwest. We all saw that election. Some of us who have friends across the country. We have friends. The election in what is it called in Borunu, before the following day that the market got burnt and all that. Our friends has already told us there was already jubilation. PDP has already won in Borunu. Katsina, the same thing. With wide margin. He was winning with wide margin. Gombe, the same thing with wide margin. But when the result came, they suppressed some of these votes. And I am very sure that is why Atiku was keen in ensuring that he goes for a coalition, because he needs to mobilize Nigerian people. If Nigerians stand, not I'm for PDP or I'm for ADC or I'm for Nigerian, come out that day, say ADC is their party. You know what it means. It will be difficult to rig. That is why I was listening to Kola today, former publicity secretary of PDP, when somebody asked him about if the same statement that the likes of Amechi made, Sibanjo and the, what is it called, Lai Mohammed made about the fact that if they rig, they will ensure that will form a parallel government, that they are yet to see somebody that will say those things in this current coalition. And the man said Kola said, yes, it's not difficult to say. I'm just summarizing what he said. It's not difficult to say those things. But thing first, that before those people started making those entrances, they have already mobilized Nigerians. So it's more like a tipping point. It's not something that you will just come to and say, if you do, we'll do a parallel government. If you say it when you are not prepared, they will just pick you and nobody will even say anything. And before you know, they will start picking people that will that would have ordinarily caused problem. So first thing first, at this point, what is needed is a mass mobilization of Nigerian people towards this project. Issue of party, what is it called? Candidate or no candidate is immaterial at this point. I am also not too happy that some people are still saying I'm doing one leg in, one leg. That is distraction. If Wike did it, he's not looking for anything. That is why he's doing it. The role was to destroy. Your role is not to destroy. Your own role is to build ADC. So this is not the time for people to start saying I'm still in ADU. I'm in this MPN. No, like Wike, no. Move, populate the ADC. Some people will say you piss in one spot so that it will form. That is what should be done at this point in time. ADC should be populated by not Obi. Tomorrow Obi will say he's still in the Aisha Yusuf will say they are still in Labour Party. The other one will say we are still in PDP. No, we don't need those kind of things at this point. So people should give ADC the popularity that it deserves. Obedient people don't need to be G3. Populate the party with your membership. After all, thank God, in fact, it's just the will of God that this thing happened this way. Because probably if PDP was to be in a stable condition, maybe this coalition, PDP people would have been saying the coalition should come and fall under PDP. Then it would have been a problem. But now everybody is going on a clean slate. So why do you think that you cannot come and populate ADC and pursue any other person that needs to be pursued? Again, on the issue of zoning, I know most of us have said it clearly. It's very clear. We don't need anybody to tell us these things now. Nobody, you can't share what you don't have. Why will you be talking about zoning when you don't have it? It is when you have something that you will share. And let me tell you something. For those people that is with what is, because I know whether I would like it or not, even if this coalition, to the glory of God, it will stand and be strong. But if eventually, for any reason, the coalition didn't work as it's supposed to, and APC end up winning, right? With the problem they are going to give the APC and give Tinubu in his re-election, I can assure you for a fact that anger, Tinubu will even do what some of us should not believe. After all, is it not APC? He will be in charge now. He can decide to even retain the ticket in Southwest. Nobody will kill him at that point. Nobody will kill him. He will do it. Because the truth, for me, after all, what happened in last one? Didn't APC brought out a consensus candidate in the name of former Ahmad Lawan, former Senate president? So why do we think that Tinubu will not do it? After all, there's a precedence. This is politics, for Christ's sake. And to me, I still believe anybody saying zoning is there's, to me, I don't see there is political southwest, political south-south, political southeast, and political north, and probably political middle belt. If you are just lumping everybody that is in south into this thing, we are just deceiving ourselves, because this government has shown us that, okay, if you are saying south, it is it is Southampton, the nepotism that is happening, are they putting any southeast person in the office? Or are they putting any South person in the office? It is Southwest. Not even, it is Yoruba. So we can even say political Yoruba, political Igbo, political Niger Delta, and political Arewa. That should be the right categorization. Let us not deceive ourselves about political South, political North. We are just deceiving ourselves. So I just want to believe that the people that have spoken before, the lady that spoke last, Nina also, nobody is saying don't come out to talk obedient. Come out to say it, but fight outside, don't fight inside. That is what everybody is saying. Everybody, you see people talk about other APC and other, everybody retweets them. I see a man, follow a man, go to his Thailand. I see he's retweeting everybody. If you are going again, if Arewa Shola post, you retweet. That's how it should be. But why must we be fighting somebody that may end up becoming your father tomorrow? If your father, why must we be fighting your uncle? That if your father dies today, he becomes your father. In fact, that is the correct analogy. All of us, Obi is some people's father. Atiku is some people's father. Amechi is some people's father. All of them now are all children of ADC. Now, because of because you feel that your father is your father, Obi is your father, or Atiku is your father, you are not fighting Amechi, you are fighting Obi. Haba. If anything happened that your father dies, is he not going to be the one for, if you have a daughter, the marriage, is it not his house that they will do it? And now you have called him, you have brought him outside to come and disgrace, call him all sorts of names, thief and the rest. No, it doesn't make sense. So let's use the energy and push outside. So on this note, I want to appreciate everybody to say, whether we like it or not, this coalition must stand. The people, the Atiku people, the Obi people, the Mechi people, let's be patient. Most of the other people from this other side, probably emotions and the rest of them, because I see maturity or advancement. Let me not use maturity so that you will not be misconstrued. Advancement, political advancement on this other side, So let's embrace it and see the advantage that all of us brings to the table. Obi is bringing a very huge advantage, majorly from the south, to the table. Atiku is bringing a huge advantage that obviously is the one is going to be the rallying point of the northern Nigeria. That's the Arewa, northeast and northwest, into the table. Buhari again fought all he could, got all the 12 million votes he could in the Arewa, the northeast and the northwest, until he went to an alliance with the Yorubas. That was how he could become president. So if you think that will be because the Gen Zs are all involved on social media, giddy online, and mobilize diaspora, mobilize Nigerians, young people across board in the cities, and Obi becomes this thing, it needs, no matter how small fraction of it, it needs an alliance in the other region. It must be 1, 2, 3 region to win Nigerian presidency. No matter how you do it, you need 1, 2, 3 in block, then have one other to win the presidency. And it can't be possible without having this level of alliances and brotherhood. So please, I heard that I think Obi is going to be doing an interview tomorrow on channels by 8. I pray, though the trailer that I saw, I didn't like the issue of the Labour Party again inside. I hope it is not what is going to happen tomorrow, because I wish he can use that opportunity and address the supporters, the obedient. All of us be obedient. At this point, I'll be obedient, I'll be articulate, I'll be Amechi, I'll be everything. I'll be Erufai. We'll be everything. Let him address them and say, calm down, just like he said the other day. You need to address them more. And say, calm down, my people, like Rochas will say. Let us go to this thing together. Thank you, my people. God bless you. I remember Najabwa.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Nature Boy. That's a beautiful submission as always. But yes, I'm not sure we're going to have time for questions really. So what you call it? We'll just move on real quickly to the next speaker. Lord Mulkin, are you back? Hard to believe it's possible the Lord Mulkin has fallen asleep. But yes, fair enough. Okay. So let's move to Mike. Khalifa, how are you doing? You've been struggling to stay up for a very long time, so let's quickly go to you. Please go ahead, Khalifa. Big shout out to you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Today's conversation touches the very sort of Nigeria stands at the crossroads between engineered hope and captured despair. And I'm glad this space is opening room for a real conversation, at least beyond personality cults. First of all, I would like to make certain clarifications. Jafar was here earlier, and 80 was also here, and they told Onyeke that Malam Nasiru El might have an ambition. Malam Nasiru El-Rufai on the June 23rd was on Arise TV, and during his interview, I caught, he said, I have no ambition. I just want to remove this evil I brought upon Nigerians. So Malam Nasiru El-Rufai has declared that he has no ambitions. Let that be clear. Another thing I also want to talk about is to promote the ADC. Most of us here and our friends, we should all encourage each other to go and obtain the membership card. At least it's even online. So it's simple. I did mine today, and it took me just like 2 minutes to conclude. And I now have the membership card. Please, am I audible?
Sorry, I just saw someone posted something that that website is fake. I don't know how true that is.
Well, I don't think it's fake because where I get the website from is it's supposed to be a credible source, but anything can happen.
Yes, one guy Odunayo, I think he owns his space as well. He posted. I just saw it that he said it's that it's fake. I don't know how true. Please, maybe if anybody has any information on that, but I don't know that they are going to make an official announcement regarding that.
Subsequently, we may find out the truth about the matter. Then, pertaining to people, especially from the obedience section, crossfine other candidates,
No, no,
which a lot of people have.
sorry, Khalifa, please. I want to appeal to you. Let's not dwell on this topic. It's just about generally the coalition. Let's not dwell on this like you understand. So it's not like that's the main of the we've been saying this thing over and over again. Please. I think by now that
I,
point has been
I,
hammered. I don't know if you understand my
I,
point. Sorry. Please.
I understand and I respect your position. Thank you. So, this coalition, let's begin with the coalition, as you've said. For the second time in our political history, progressive leaders and politicians, and also disenfranchised power blocks are beginning to whisper in one direction. Most of them are saying enough is enough. Well, this coalition, whether under ADC or any other credible platform, is no longer a speculation. It is a strategic defiance and a renaissance of, let me say, a democratic promise. One thing we should all know is that this coalition may not be promoting messiahs, but I believe it's promoting engineers of unity and strategies of reform. For somebody like me, I don't believe in one man. I believe in the cause. I believe that Nigeria must not remain in the hands of a cabalized elite with a civilian face, but a tyrannical soul. I used to be pro Atiku, which I still am, but at this moment, I am not here to promote Atiku per se, because this moment is bigger than him. I'm here to promote the possibility of a post-Tinubu era crafted by intentional alliances, regional balance, and let me say youth-driven intellectualism in quote. Now to Tinubu, because the topic was talking about are we satisfied with Tinubu's administration or not? Let's not sugarcoat things. Um, Tinubu's administration has been the fastest acceleration into suffering in our democratic history. They said renewed hope. What we got is renewed hunger, recycled corruption, and revived impunity, if I may say. Subsidy removed without structure. And what was the result? Inflation went wild like a drunk bull. Food, fuel, everything flares up all at once. And the naira flotation, of course, too. It's now bursting into the hands of ordinary Nigerians because the security sector is also very, very poor. There's no security, in fact, in all the states of Nigeria right now as I'm speaking. And what did Tinubu say in his last conference? That Nigeria is not poor, only the people are. Is this not a disconnect? I mean, this is not a presidency, it is a syndicate of elite compensation because every appointment even smells like a political IOS, not merit. Now, the real question is yeah, batun ADC. Let's not also pretend. No single party can unseat this monster alone. The only way out of this strategic
Khalifa, you still there?
I can't hear him, and I am enjoying his submission.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's an everything on the nail. But yes, hopefully he comes back. Okay, I think we've lost him. But try and come back up, Khalifa. But yes, going forward, one more time, let's have a look to see if Lord Morgren is there. Lord Morgren, are you still up? Are you still up with the youngins? Or has age gotten the best of you? Brilliant stuff, beautiful. Okay, let's move forward. Um, okay. Brilliant stuff. We've got Malambati side. How are you doing, Malambati?
Socials, I've been here. Oh.
Yeah, I see you, Butter.
Hmm,
I see you, Butter. We'll definitely come.
Hey, Social, how's it going?
Well,
Yeah, I'm just going to be very brief.
okay, brilliant stuff. Please go ahead.
We said people have said so many things, so I kind of disagree with a lot of things that people are saying about how important is this coalition and the way it can achieve results. In my opinion, I actually feel like the discussion about who gets the presidential ticket need to be had as quickly as possible before it's too late, because everyone is being drawn in now with expectations that the leading ticket will go a certain way. But and then let's not kid ourselves. People are not joining the coalition just because ADC is a beautiful name or because of the coalition. People are joining the coalition because yes, they believe that the uh, political actors coming together and supporting one another in one way or the other can help unseat Tinubu, right? So the 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 main thing, which is where I think this all rises and falls, is to ensure that they are realistic about the tickets that can win, regardless of the emotions. I know a lot of people talk about what they think, what they believe should happen, these are just emotions. The decision must be data driven, and everybody must be truthful to themselves that look, if we are really serious about season Tinubu in 2027, this is the way it works, and they must ensure that that is the ticket that comes on top, regardless of the process, whether direct primary, indirect, consensus, whatever it is that they want to do, they need to do. And I just hope that they have an agreement in principle now before it's too late. Otherwise, what you're going to get is people are going to get sucked in, promote the coalition in whatever way they can. And then when it's too late to, maybe even negotiate and allow people to heal. People also still need time. If you do what you want to do now and let everybody know where everything is going, maybe you still stand a chance. If you now have, spend a lot of time, doing road shows and convincing people and letting people understand why the decision has to be in a certain way. Maybe before, the whistle is blown for the election, maybe by then people would have healed, and then, you're able to support the ticket. But if you leave it till the very end, when, people probably just have a short time to heal and understand what you are doing, it might destroy the coalition. So in my opinion, I don't believe that we should keep lying to ourselves that whatever the coalition brings. Personally, I don't think there's anything like that. The coalition must be strategic. They must, seek a ticket that can unseat Tinubu. And, the ticket must play to the popular sentiment. I think this goes without saying. There's no point trying to, I saw my brother Ima trying to say people are saying that. Yeah, that's another issue I have. Let everybody express themselves so that you even know how people are feeling. Hear people out. Let them rant. Let people say Obi or nothing. Let people say Atiku or nothing. It does not matter. It's part of the process, right? I have my own, belief about what ticket can win, but I only put that out in the right, environment. So I don't think this is the right place to say that, so that I don't create a lot of controversy. But I honestly believe that the decision about who takes the ticket of the coalition needs to be had as soon as possible, so that people will know where they are going. And then let's stop, there's no speculation. If people want to get angry, let them get angry and let them
So,
heal.
Malam, if I may come in.
You know?
So,
Yeah,
um,
please go
so,
ahead.
um, how do you think like it is the best way to do it? Since we know that it is normally done through primaries, either consensus, direct or indirect primary. So, what is your suggestion? Since you want, yeah.
So my suggestion is that they should do something similar to what was done in 2014, 2015. A lot of people tend to, talk about, that primary as if it was a purely democratic process. No, there's no such thing. It was the primary was more or less like a facade. The key players already had their, um, you know, um, they have already zeroed in on Buhari, but they had to, allow people to participate and make sure that it doesn't look like the process looks democratic. So what I'm proposing is also something similar. I don't know if it's going to be a primary where
But
people would have
Malam,
discussed amongst themselves
Malam,
to say,
you
look,
said the key players. What about the general populace, the masses?
no. So the belief is that these guys are more knowledgeable and they are more experienced than an average, person that is outside there. They've been in politics, they've been at the arena. A lot of them know Tinubu. In fact, you have a lot of people in that place who were part of the people who formed the APC. So there's a lot of experience there, and I honestly believe that they know how to do whatever they want to do to get whatever outcome they want to get. So however
what
they
you're
do it,
what you're
however they
suggesting
do it,
is that,
yeah.
like, okay, the key players now should do the same thing that happened in 2014-15 or 2013-14. So the general masses, they don't need to take general masses along, and they can decide on their own.
No,
And
okay.
even when you talk about, okay, healing, you're talking about the key players, not the, like, general masses, if I get you right.
No, I'm talking about the support base. So let me attend to the first one. So I'm not saying the general masses should not be, carried along. So I think El Rufai said something about, I think they have a system of checking the sentiment of the people. He was talking about Tinubu's approval rating and all of that. So I know they have the strategy team and the technical team that can help them get the data to really truly understand where everybody stands and who gives the lists. I mean, just sort of understanding the least part of resistance, knowing that you're going to have a very difficult task against Tinubu in 2027. So they know how to get the data. And based on the data that they have about the public sentiment, they should go into discussions with people who are interested and ensure they have an understanding. And let's not forget that if this coalition works, it's really not only about the presidency. It presents an opportunity down ballot to, for other participants to ride the wave and occupy so many positions. Imagine having the majority both in the Senate and the House of Rep, and being the speaker and the Senate president from your party. Imagine a couple of state governors. I mean, we are talking about forming a government. This time around, where even if you yield the floor at the top spot, you can now you become so influential down ballot. Imagine one person being in charge of the Senate president. I'm not saying literally in charge, but maybe somebody from your camp. If you yield the floor, okay, we'll work to ensure that the Senate president comes from your camp. We'll work to ensure that there's a lot that can be gained if the people at the top ensure that I know it's going to be a difficult decision. Let's not kid ourselves. But they ensure that they put in the work to make sure the majority sticks around when it's all said and done. Because let's not deceive ourselves. You don't want to have a situation where, by the virtue of the ticket that you're now putting ahead, whether you have a free and fair primary or not, it doesn't matter. If the majority of Nigerians don't believe the ticket can win, if they don't get really inspired by the ticket, then they will not go all out. Yes, a lot of people might still not vote for APC, but you are going to get voter apathy. So that's why I believe that discussion, the time to have that discussion is now. And honestly, I tell you what, I don't think there's alignment yet, because if you listen to Peter B, his submission it sort of suggests that he thinks that the South should be, that he believes in power zoning. Chibuke Amici has also kind of insinuated that. So I don't think they've had that discussion yet. And I think that's really, an important discussion to be had as quickly as possible. Or it's also possible that they've had the discussion and they're just trying to you know, put it, keep it under wraps for now, sort of flying under the radar, knowing that they are going to be against, knowing who they are, going to be up against, right? But whatever it is, um, the 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 ticket must be appealing to majority of Nigerians. There's no substitute for that. Free and fair primary is not so substitute for that. The economic situation and the bad governance is no substitute for that, because don't forget that people have three options on the election day. One is to vote for Ashwaju, two is to vote for the opposition, and three is to stay in their houses and not participate. So you want to ensure that you reduce the number of persons who stay in their houses and not participate, because the more the voter party, the better it is for the incumbent to be able to rig, right? So I honestly, I think that's what will happen. So they should please have that conversation, and let's know where we're going as quickly as possible. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Hmm.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Chief Analyst, please go ahead. I don't even know what to say. Like, get me.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Malam side. Yeah, you sounded okay, somehow neutral, but if anyone that listens to you very, very closely knows what you're saying. Um,
Can I talk and drop, please?
you will talk, Fidelis. You will talk, please. So I think there is nothing wrong with in advocating for a certain candidate. There is nothing wrong with that. The only problem is that when you give that condition of must, it must go to so person. So that simply tells that you're an enemy of a coalition. It's as simple as that. No Dogon Turanchi, nothing. If you're looking for
No,
no
chief analyst,
Ma-
chief analyst. I'm sorry, chief.
Malambati said, no, I'm not saying.
Carry on, Chief.
Yes,
Please go on.
no any Dogon Turanchi. If you're looking for power, there's nothing like zoning. I said it and I repeat it. There is nothing like zoning. When Tinubu supported Buhari in 2013-14, it wasn't because he believed in the ideology of Muhammadu Buhari. He just did his calculation and know that, okay, supporting this person after his 8 years and with the same party, it is only logical that it will move to the south, and supporting him will give me a chance. And that is exactly what happened. You get it. After 2014, even in 2014-15, there was no general consensus that the power must shift to the north, because in the whole of the southeast, all the states, 5 states, voted for which person? Jonathan. The same thing with South. Even the Southwest, I think Ondo or which state, Buhari lost. And even the remaining 5 states, Buhari won only by small margin. That was what happened. You get. And 2011, we were talking about the zoning. Tinubu supported Jonathan in 2011. Maybe you've forgotten. So zoning applies to only ruling party. You are a ruling party, you come together, you form a party, and this zone did their own. Okay, it is only logical that the next, after the 8 years, it will move to another person. But you're looking for to unseat the incumbency. You're talking about zoning. Are you not deceiving yourself? Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense? Malambati side, please just tell me. Does that make sense? You only
Yes,
apply the formula that
uh,
works. It's as simple as that.
exactly.
Please, no Dogon Turanchi. Thank you.
Yes, beautiful stuff. Brilliant. So, yes, what you call it? We're not doing questions anymore. We'll just do commentary.
No. Social. I think it's important
No,
for me to just.
no, there's nothing important.
No. Social. Calm down.
No,
Calm down. We're having a conversation.
Nah, you must say man's joking, innit? You know how many hours man's been out here doing this thing? Like, family, you get your say, one of the co-hosts or one of the other speakers does a little commentary on what you said, and then we move on. We were doing questions earlier, but it's getting a bit late. Yeah. And there's only so much energy man them have. Yeah, so you're gonna have to chill with that one for now. We appreciate your contribution, family. We need to move the mic. So yes, moving forward. Yeah, let me check once again to see if Malam Morgrin is there. Lord Morgrin, are you there? If you're not there, let's quickly go to budget and then we'll go to Jide and Fidelity. No. After budget, we'll go to Atiku and then we'll go to Jide, then Fidelis, and then Eze. So yes, I think that's a beautiful line. Brilliant stuff. Budget, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
A beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I greet you all. You
A big
know,
shout, a big shout out to you once again, man. I admire your stamina.
thank you. We all have a role to play at the end of the day. And this is what all Nigerians must understand. Even this coalition is an opportunity for everybody to play a role. You cannot abstain and expect what you want to come out of it. If you want a change, if you want a certain person to be there, then you must play an active role in getting that person there. So I urge all Nigerians to play their role, get engaged, follow the party, follow your individual leader. Me, I don't have a leader. My leader is Nigeria. Wherever Nigeria is heading, there will be prosperous, there will be development, is where me I'm heading. When I'm talking and I'm looking at all these things, I calculate, I put all the variables in place, is to look at how Nigeria will get better. How can we solve and have a Nigeria that will benefit not just us, future generations to come? So I'm not for any party, I'm not for any leader, I'm for Nigeria. So I'm sure I know that we are not all on the same page. Some people will definitely follow one or two people, but it's all good. The main thing is we all want a change from our current situation. The main thing is we are not satisfied with this current government. They are just nonchalant to the problems of Nigerians. They are actually the main, movers and pushers of Nigerians into poverty, hardship, and suffering. So that is clear by now. And when people come and make the argument of north, south, turn of the north, if I decide to make my own argument, I believe my argument supersedes everybody because there has been a northern, southern president, but there has never been anybody from the middle belt. What's happening to my people? So it's not about north, south, it's about Nigeria. It's about what will benefit all of us. It's about what will all of us can come and do together, put our hands together, because at the end of the day, united we stand, divided we fall. And if Nigerians cannot still understand at this point in time the benefits of our unity, then I don't know when you want to understand that. There is nothing that has benefited us divided when we're divided. Nothing. Insecurity, education, healthcare, potable drinking water, as simple as that. Nothing that has benefited us because we have been divided all this while. This is a time to come together. This is a time to unite. This is a time for us to all put our ideas together. This coalition is giving us is like entering an exam hall and you have a clear and a plain answer sheet. Come and input your answers. Everybody should come and put. Compared to 2015 when they just gave us gave us the answer sheet full of whatever they wanted on the paper. Now is an opportunity for Nigerians. Come and have discussions to the solutions to our problems. The youths, you have the energy, you have the the zeal and the morale to actually push all these things. Don't stay away from this opportunity. When life gives you lemon, you make lemonade from it. However you find it, you find a way out. This is an opportunity for all of us. If we lose this opportunity, Tinubu, the shege that we will see, will pass Pro Max, because it's like he's doing warm up this first 2 years, just within 2 years. Things are like times 3 worse than what he met it. You cannot imagine what it will even be by 2027. So everybody is tired. If you go across the country down to the grassroots, everybody is tired. Everybody is frustrated. Someone said, if you don't get, at the end of the day, I want Nigerians, let me ring this bell again. These political juggernauts you are seeing, they are friends. They know themselves. If there's an opportunity or something should happen that they should pick themselves over you, the supporter, they will pick themselves over you, the supporter. So allow them to have, whether they decide to do consensus, direct or indirect, let them have it as long as it is free and fair, because that is the foundation we want to be laid. As long as it is free and fair, we, the Nigerian people, will now work with that. Will now give our own, terms and what we want to have a permanent solution to our problem. But Nigerians must be part of this process. You cannot stay away. You must be part of it. Then, when people talk, they say the president supported Buhari because of it was the northern son or what. It's his own personal interest. And up to now, Nigerians don't still understand that these people are only out, especially the APC, for their own interests. And this regional unwritten constitution, it benefits them, not you, the average man. Not you. So you should start looking at things and thinking from the aspect of you yourself, your family, your environment, your community, your country, and the future generations to come. What will they do that will be of your own benefit? Because across all the parties currently, there is no party that is giving you this opportunity that ADC is giving you, that come and have a say in what will be, or the kind of country that you want at the end of the day. So you must take that opportunity. Peter Obi, that he's in the coalition today, he's there, he knows what he's doing. They all know the importance of their unity, but it seems the people that are following them still don't understand the importance. Together we will conquer, because it's already like taking candy from a baby when they are serious, when everything is in order. There is no way, no sane person that is not benefiting directly from this government or indirectly that will vote APC. And how many people are benefiting? Look at the millions of Nigerians in poverty. Before this government came, we were talking of about 130 million, above 130 million Nigerians in multidimensional poverty. Things were still seen to be good at that moment. Now imagine the situation we find ourselves. Everything has gone up. Everything has become something else entirely. Insecurity, Nigerians can no longer feel secured in their own country as we speak. Gone are those days we could fly the road to move. I remember 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock is when we will start our journey from where we want to go to another state, interstate. We used to do it like, normal. You didn't have any fear of. Now, even in the broad daylight, Nigerians are afraid from moving from one state to another. Even in the broad daylight, people are at their homes. They still have no guarantee of their safety. So we must look at this and understand that it is us against them, which is the government. And when you look at that and see, then you now look at, okay, us now that are the people, how can we now mobilize, come and put our hands together, bring up things that will help us get what we want? The coalition, of course, anybody that tells you, any politician that tells you he's not there for to get power, is lying to you. Avoid that person. There is no politician in this world that will tell you he's not running for anything just to get power, because that is the primary reason he's there. But getting power is one thing, working for the people is another thing entirely. So we must come together. They want to get power, of course, and work for the people one way or the other. But we, as the people, we have to be the balance, like the checks and balance. This must be done. This has to be done. We don't want a situation whereby for the past how many years and decades of independence, even coming to democracy, we are still talking on insecurity, education, feeding ourselves as a country. So these are issues that we can come and eradicate, because once these variables are in place, electricity, we'll have a country that will work for all of us. The main reason why many people are disgruntled one way or the other is because of the country is not working for us. And it is the frustration. The frustration is building up. It has been building up. This is an opportunity. Nigerians, come together. Use this platform that is giving you the opportunity to have a voice, the opportunity to give your own intake in the narrative of the future Nigeria we want for all of us. And I believe that together, there is nothing that can stop us, not 10 Tinubus as president, not 10 APCs as party. As long as we are united, we are going to achieve our goal. And even those people that are in the coalition, they know the opportunity that is there for them. They know that it is time for a Nigeria that will work for all of us. It is time for us to have that change. And when they see you, the Nigerians are around them, the Nigerians, the youths are around them.
Oh my goodness! Now you were never going to stop at any point in time in it. Like I have to just step in there. But thank you very much, Budget. Yeah, you were going on there. Like I played the bell sound better times. Like I taught you a clock it. But yeah, yeah, you did. But yeah, big love, big love. I truly appreciate. And the line with 110% everything what you said. Thank you very, very much. Like I said, we're not going to be doing questions because it's getting a bit late, right? But yes, I don't think anybody's got any commentary on that, right? Because it was long enough. I think it had its own commentary. Fair enough. We've lost Atiku. The Atiku guy that was here with us is not here anymore. He was supposed to go next. So let's go with Jide. And then we'll go with Fidelis, then Ibrahim and Echi. I hope I pronounced the name properly. Yes. No, 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 no. Sorry. Jide, Fidelis, Eze, then Ibrahim and Echi. Yeah, sorry. Getting a bit jaded there. So yeah, Jide, are you there? Jide, please go ahead.
Sure, sure. For the records, I'm back, but I will
Can
still follow the queue.
Oh,
hope you can
oh,
hear me.
okay, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. We'll definitely come back to you. Yes, Jide, please go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm an article guy. I don't know. I said you lost the only article guy. I'm an article guy too. So what?
No, 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 no. Wait, wait, wait. Not Atiku guy in that way. His name is actually Atiku,
Okay, okay, okay,
the guy who was here
okay.
earlier. Yeah.
Actually, I'm about to sleep, so I'll just keep my submission simple and short. Um, Everybody should support this coalition. When it's time to register, we should all go and register. For the for ADC. Um, yeah, and whatever primaries, direct, indirect, um, we should support it. Uh, and anybody that is unable to win the primaries, I don't think that person can face Tinubu. Let's be let's be let's be serious. I think all of those men should uh, uh, contest, should slug it out, and whoever wins, we should throw our weight behind that person. So it's just short and simple. No grandstanding, no, all of those bullshits. Let's just cut it out and just try and be, you know, go in uniformity, because we don't have to share the votes, and you have to put your preference for a particular candidate. Me personally, if my own candidate, which is Atiku, doesn't get the ticket, if it's an Amechi that gets the ticket, I'm going to support it wholeheartedly, and we'll move forward. So everybody should just be, let's use logic on this thing. If you can't win the primaries, you can't win Bola Tinubu. So that's just as short and simple. Good night, everybody.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. Thank you very much today. I truly appreciate that. Yes. So going forward real quickly, we did lose Khalifa earlier. So Khalifa, I'll slide you in here real quickly, and then what you call it, we could go to Fidelis after that, and then we'll go to SA and Ibrahim and then G.
Is it me?
No, no, not yet, Fidelis. We're coming to you right after Khalifa because we lost him earlier, so I'm just giving him 2 to 3 minutes to kind of round up because we were enjoying his submission earlier, but he thought the network did him dirty. So please go ahead, Khalifa.
Yeah, thank you for bringing me back on board. I was talking about the real question of, yeah, between ADC. That's so. What's up with ADC? Let's not pretend no single party or certain block of politicians that can unseat this monster alone. The only way out is a strategic coalition, which is already taking place, and it has to be in such a way that there will be not South or South North, Muslim plus Christians, elites plus the street, and then the grassroots all in one. We need a new doctrine of power, one that doesn't wait for 2027, but begins now because it has to start now. We must check the narrative in campuses, mosques, churches, markets, slums, and everywhere. Let me be blunt. If APC under Tinubu is what democracy looks like, then dictatorship is jealous. And if we don't build this coalition now, our children will remember us not as victims, but as cowards. I'm doing all this with a sense of conviction, and that's what every person should do. And I want us to know that the coalition might eventually win, and what we expect out of it might not be what we will get. But the most important thing is, when you are supporting the coalition and the ADC, did you do it out of interest or out of conviction? That is the question you should ask yourself, and you know the answer by yourself. So the question is not Yaya Batun ADC any longer. The question is Ya Batumu, how about us? Are we ready to change the game or just keep watching the match? I have a lot to say, but let me just stop here because a lot of people should have the right to talk. Thank you very much.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. I truly enjoyed your contribution, Khalifa. And what you call it, this part was just as interesting as the previous part. But it's unfortunate what you call it. We can't do questions right now. But I truly appreciate you coming back. To complete your contribution. It really means a lot. Thank you very much once again. So moving forward, Fidelis, are you there? Yes. I want to believe you're still there because it wasn't too long ago we heard your voice. Are you there, Fidelis?
Yes, I'm there.
Beautiful stuff, brilliant. So, how are you doing? I want to thank you
Yeah,
for being very patient with us. Please go ahead.
yeah. I know my position may not be very popular, but I like it because not every popular thing is good. I just like telling myself the truth. That's simple. You know, all of us want the coalition to succeed. We want the coalition to succeed.
But we must at the same time also be telling ourselves the basic truth, because if the coalition don't zone the leadership in the south, they will be working for Tinubu. That is the fact. That is the fact. They will be working for Tinubu, because we may pretend that religion, ethnicity, zoning, this does not work. It's a lie. It's a lie. We have seen it over and over and over and over. Let me just take the simple example of this election in Edo. Olumide Akwata was the most popular candidate for that election, the most popular. But because of the unwritten agreement, people could not be sending out a president from his zone and then voting for another person from that same zone. That was what played out. Now, of a sudden, we have just decided to be saying, "Oh, things are difficult, things are bad." Yes, we know things are bad. When Buhari was there printing money, we didn't see people come out with this coalition. Why didn't they form the coalition to take out Buhari? So we know the right thing, but we try to pretend, try to dodge it, and then satisfy ourselves with some emotional talks and all those types of things. At the end of the day, these same people who are very happy with the euphoria now, it's too early. At the end of the day, at the dying minute, they'll just come and give them back of Indomie and collect their voters card. Because the best thing APC know is how to suppress voters. That is their game. They always like to suppress voters. So we must tell ourselves the truth. I don't care whether if it is going to the south is for Amechi or B or whoever. So long as it's going to the south, everybody will know that there is justice. There is justice, because Buhari was a disaster, but nobody raised a finger. For 8 years, he finished and left. Just of a sudden, things have become different. If Malam Erufai was given the ministerial position, he will be dancing now that Tinubu is the best thing after jollof rice. So these politicians, we know them, we know how they play the game, but we have to also be working with our heads high. We have to. Even some of us.
I'm not bad, yo. Like, you get me? It's too late to be listening to madness, innit? Like, you get me? If you don't get with the program, you're not in the program, innit, fam? Yeah? Okay. Like, no,
I
I haven't got that kind of patience, innit? Like, you get me? We've been
I
listening.
was about to kick him out.
Throw it down, like, I had to kick man out, like, you get me? Man said, chatting bare gas.
you
Yeah.
imagine earlier on. I think it was not. In the morning, who space Saraki space, someone was asking me that whether Buhari was a disaster or not. Does it matter? Like, some people, all they know is how to speak good English, but for head, you get
Exactly. But they
nothing
like
for
no
head. You're
logic
talking
in their
about
head.
coalition. You're talking about who I supported yesterday. When we are talking about today and tomorrow, maybe you should continue living yesterday. Yesterday don't pass already. I beg. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, Chief. Like, see, we're not going to be tolerating people who cannot, what you call it, make up their mind and that. Yeah, if we're going to come up here, you're talking pro coalition. Yeah, and if you're pro coalition, that means you're not going to be attacking any of the coalition members. Yeah, okay. It's my duty to protect them. Yeah, you're not attacking Peter Obi, you're not attacking Erifai, you're not attacking Atiku, you're not attacking Amechi, David Mark, uh, Rauf, Aregbeshala. See, none of the leaders, yeah, like right now, it's critical times, in it, yeah. So please get with the program, in it, because, yeah, my patience for that is kind of waning, yeah. Okay, moving forward. Beautiful stuff. I'm not saying don't promote your candidate and that. Like, feel free to do that. Yeah. Even though what you call it, I know it's not the time we want to be building. We want to build a stronger coalition at this point, and I want to bring people's heads together. Yeah, not push them apart. So once you come with them kind of narratives, like what sounds like it's a virus coming from the APC, yeah, will we use the antivirus on you, innit? Like quick time, innit? At least for the session I'm in. Yeah, beautiful stuff. Moving forward. Um, Mr. SA, a big shout out to you. You've been here for a minute as well. So we're going to go to you, then Ibrahim and Echi. Mr. SA, please go ahead.
Okay, just 1 minute, please. He can go after that. I'll do.
Oh, okay, beautiful stuff. Yes. Ibrahim, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. It's nice to.
Brilliant stuff. Good morning to you, my brother. A big shout out. Thank you for joining us. Please feel free to go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, social, and good morning to everyone in the house. Yeah, okay, this is actually my second time of joining a space. Yeah, and I have joined with some, I think, burning questions and yeah, things that are a bit not clear to me, and I want to, if opportune, to sit with some of our leaders, our coalition leaders. I would want to ask them those questions. Yeah, but along the line, listening, yeah, I think chief analyst, made a submission that quite impresses me. Yeah, and Khalifa and you social too. Yeah, all throughout your submissions were kind of impressive, and the tensions have a bit dropped. But nevertheless, the topic says an area between ADC. Um, Going by this topic, I would, or from what I have actually seen down in the trenches, because normally I every weekends I go to my base, like my hometown, to go and see my people. And believe me, for the first time, I think we have an opportunity. I've seen a very, very bright opportunity. Yeah, anybody who is not satisfied with this government, there is an opportunity for the first time, very bright one, to do something about it. And the thing now is, how do we make use of this opportunity? There is no doubt about it that the people down there, the actual people, are really not happy about this government. And when given any chance, they are kicking out this government, even before 12 noon on that election day. So, but when you begin to ask, when you begin to hear people's views, yeah, about this whole thing, what my brother, the last speaker, was trying to say about North and South, you would see there is actually those kind of sentiments entrenched in people's mind. So you then begin to wonder how would leaders, how would the drivers of this movement like convince people that okay, it is only logical when you are involved in politics. You begin to think politically, you begin to think like a politician. You don't think with sentiments. Like Chief Analyst clearly stated before now, that whenever you are an opposition and you want to wrestle power, believe me, the issue of zoning does not even comes in place. The issue of okay, this is the person that is supposed to get this because of this does not even comes in place. What you do is you think logically, how do we how do we get this? And be ready to pay the price no matter what it takes. You have to do it. That's if you are set out to get, or if you are set out to achieve what you set to achieve. So I think that is the way I think we should think moving forward. The sentiments with whether Obi or Atiku, I think should not be what is important to us. What is important now to us is how do we get this administration out of power? Even though some, I think, either Social or Khalifa, yeah, said something that also impresses me in that regard. But you know, I think I think we should there has to be so much educating to do about that. It is beyond what we it's very much entrenched in our people's heart. Yeah, I think an average somebody from the north now, from my assessments between David, I've had more than 200 calls regarding the coalition. Just from I think from Thursday today, people are so anxious. They want to participate. People want to be part of this. They are so happy. You know, they have seen PDP has a failed political party. They are everybody is gravitating towards the coalition. But how do we get the coalition to succeed? I think it's a big issue. There are some questions that needs to be answered. There are some educating that needs to be done because clearly, if you ask an average Igbo person or somebody from the south, you know, he thinks that it's only Peter Obi that can win the election. Likewise, if you ask somebody from the north, he will tell you clearly it's Atiku that would win because he has the demography. So I think that two contradicting statements as it's it's really in the minds of our people. So, but thinking politically, I think is what is going to be the best for us. Like, yeah, Khalifa said, whoever has the capacity, or I think it's GD, he said something that whoever has the capacity or whoever does not have the capacity to win the primaries certainly does not have the capacity to beat Asiwa Bola Tinubu. And I think I actually agree. I agree with him completely about that. So I think I have said all whatever I want to say. Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely brilliant contribution, Ibrahim. Thank you very much. I'd like to encourage you to join spaces more often. You sound like somebody that would, fit in very easily to spaces, particularly with the way that you take your time to articulate and explain your thoughts. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate that. Yes. Uh,
Yeah,
Moving
I'm
forward.
here.
Yes, Mr. SA, I love your energy. Please go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much, very, very much. Nago de Sose. Salam alaikum, everyone. So let me just pick the little one I learned during my service in Borno State. Yeah. So before I speak, I just want to make some deviation. Someone posted in the chat section that the South has done this number of years and the North has done this number of years. So, but I chose I will go a different route because that is from actually independence. But when we talk about being in the realm of affair of the country, we should actually it will actually be good if we consider from independence. And when we go by that calculation, we see that the North has done over 43 and the South has done over 22, but that is not actually the matter. So I just want to point out that whenever people come up with such information, they should not eliminate the military era. So it should be holistic in making that comparison. So that aside, then in the aspect of primary that a lot of people have been talking about, I don't think someone mentioned that anybody who cannot win in primary cannot defeat Tinubu. And I want to, thank you. So I want to point out this. We all know how primary is done in Nigeria. Personally, I'm not against primary, but what I will be preaching, what I will encourage all of us to be talking about is the transparent primary, where everybody can go with the campaign, all eyes on ADC primary. And that if there is any atom where there's a notice of corruption in the primary, that such candidates should be disqualified immediately. Now, why am I stressing on the primary? This is a golden opportunity for this, in quotes, the people that the APC have been jittering, tagging the criminals that brought Nigeria to their nail. This is a golden opportunity for them to right their wrong rights, for them to rewrite the history. The process of bringing the leader has been one of the things we'll be questioning in this country. Can they, for once, say we are not going to dollarize this primary? Let's test your popularity. Let's see how organic you are. See, it would be very, very easy for ADC to trash Tinubu if the primary is without dollar. If we can do it free and fair, I bet you there is a candidate that had organic followership from 2023. These candidates with no money, they give shishi, with no senator, with no governor, was able to gather over 6 million votes. So if we have such candidate, for instance, and we have other candidate go into primary that is transparent, with no glitch, with no money, with no influence by money, I bet you we have a very transparent candidate that will emerge, and everybody will rally around that candidate. I want to also end it this way, that while making our choice, we should consider age. Why it took Tinubu over 48 hours to go to Benue was because of his age. But to have someone that can travel in different countries and different states within a day, within 2 days. So such person will not rule by proxy. If things happen, you want to see what is happening by himself. But when age is at your side, we should consider that at 2027, we should be looking at 81 years of Article and 65 of Obi, and about 60 or thereabout of Amechi and the rest of them. Age is very, very important because our life expectancy in Nigeria is about 54. We can't compare it with US, where their life expectancy is 72. So if they have a president at 80 something, he's still capable. So we can't do that comparison. So we should consider age. We should consider someone that, like I said before, that have organic followership, so that it will be easy. Without money, you cannot induce people to come out for campaign. Without money, you cannot induce people to do 1 million man march to campaign to a candidate. Without money, people will on their own be motivated to campaign and do everything without being induced. If we go by dollar, then we'll begin to spend money till the end. So I'll stop for now.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to respond to something quickly. Yeah, when you said, okay, when we're talking about the whose turn is this or whose turn is that, talking about the north and south, you should know that there was nothing like north and south in 1960. That was the independence. What we have is western region, eastern region, northern region, and midwest, right, if I'm not mistaken. So you should put that into consideration. All this creation of north, south, this and that. It's just a geographical boundary. It has nothing to do with. It has nothing to do with same history or the same people. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So it's just a creation.
I didn't
And
understand it.
okay, you talked about when some people are making the comparison of how many years so people have been in the hymn of affairs. You talked about we have to go back to like since independence, right?
Yes.
That is why I am telling you
Yeah,
that
my was saying consider the military, yeah, because the military
yes.
have
So yes,
because the military vote in the essay, yeah, they usually vote, yeah. It's not like they come and what you call it, take your head top off,
so
yeah, and take your seat.
not
Like you
even
don't need
that.
to be
So
serious in it, like
he should know that what we had then is northern region, western region, eastern, and midwestern region. That is what we had then. So you have to understand that there was nothing like north, south. You get it?
Okay. Okay, let me help you
So
a bit. Let me help you a
yeah.
bit. So I understand that it is northern region and southern region. What I'm saying is the person that be in the helm of affair. By the way, why are we even interested in it must be north or south? And then why is it that whenever a president,
you're
I'm
the one
coming,
who
I'm
brought
coming,
that up,
I'm coming,
family.
1 minute. Why is it that whenever a president march from a north, they will not say the vice must be south? Why is it and vice versa? Why do we always consider it?
Yeah,
If you come to the state,
that
I'm
particular
coming.
one is
I'm
professional
coming.
character.
If you come to a particular state, we say this region has produced the governor, therefore the deputy governor must come from this side. Why all those discrepancies? What is the intent? The intent is that because we do not trust our leaders, so we believe that whenever our own is at the helm of affair, there must be development more in that area. There must be, in one way or the other, a bias in bringing people to run the country from that region. So they are trying to say, okay, this is a gentleman agreement. Let it go round the whole regions. So whenever you
So,
say
so,
north and
so
south, north and south
basically,
has been
Mr.
whether
Essay,
military or not.
wait. So you're basically promoting nepotism, yeah? That's what you just said, didn't it? So yeah, because it makes it easier for nepotism. When this region comes in, they can do their nepotism. Another region comes in, they can do their nepotism. And you're arguing for development. Since you've been doing this now, where's the benefits to that, right? Like I haven't seen that anywhere. At the end of the day, and it's like it's like football, isn't it? Yeah, every team has its strength, right? That's it. The coalition is one team, and the APC and the Bats people are one team. If there's a certain way that they play that favors them, right? You want to make sure you don't play the same type of game. What will make it easier for them to actually beat you now, would you? Right? Because like you don't want to hand it over to them on a platter of gold, like say take it all, because you're giving them all the arguments for them to make it easier for them. But yes, thank you for that. What you call it, Khalifa? A big shout out to you, man. You're still here. Have you got something you'd like to add before we go to Jeffy?
Yeah, I'm here. I wouldn't want to add much now, but I have a question. Please, is there a particular time the space starts every day, or is there any schedule?
Well, not necessarily, because particularly Iams, he doesn't necessarily run this kind of spaces, right? So, what you call it? We've kind of hijacked his space, anyways. But no, mostly, what you call it? If you just look on the timeline, you'd see a lot of people running different spaces, mostly some are pro coalition, and some are neutral, and some are against the coalition. Right, but if you follow myself and chief analyst, as well as a few other people here, you'd definitely be able to see when some of those spaces are running. And I don't know if you know Dr. Bello as well. Dr. Bello has been running a series, what you call it, around the coalition. He takes more of a sarcastic approach in his titling, where he goes with this particular series. He does Coalition of Snakes, right? And he's using that to kind of what you call it, interrogate all the different possible candidates, right? It's a brilliant one, and most of it is recorded, right? So if you're following him, I'm sure you'd be able to find those links. And I mean, it's a brilliant conversation if you follow it, because I think they've dissected quite a few the candidates, and there were brilliant contributions there as well. So yes, if you're looking for something that is more on the schedule, Dr. Bellows your guy, right? But if you're looking for something that is a bit more random, myself and chief analyst, we usually pop up spaces every now and again, and usually it's around this area. We're more politically inclined in terms of our conversations. But yes, thank you very much, Khalifa, for that question. Moving forward, I think Obedient has joined us. A big shout out to you, Obedient. Let's go to Jeffy and then we'll come back to you, right? Brilliant
Yeah.
stuff. A big shout out, man, like Jeffy. How's it going, man?
Yeah, everything is going. I've just been observing, what's been going on, on the timeline,
Beautiful stuff.
for the day and all that. And I'll say, I'm highly disappointed. We can't claim to be tired of a government and, get to choose on how, we get rid of that government. You understand? I think this is not the right way to go. People have ambitions. You don't tell them to step down on their ambitions because you have a preferred candidate. I think the idea of a coalition is for people to come together and see how they can come up with the best possible outcome to unseat the incumbent government. But what we are seeing is not um, um, the way it ought to be. Um, I don't think Nigerians are tired enough. That is just it. And because if we are tired enough, I think there are certain responses, and that or conversations, or tweets I've seen and all that. You shouldn't be seeing that, in that situation. Utterances like, if it's not my preferred candidate, then the person who you want out of there by all means should remain there. And then it's just a clear indication. You understand? I think if we are going to make an headway with this, then I think we need to kind of find a way to cut some of those conversations. It's not helping. It's going to divide people. Much more people will be riled up, and it affects anyway. It doesn't really translate, because at the end of the day, I believe the leadership at the top who are in charge, and also um, leaders, that are, pushing this movement, would be, the ones to make the final decision. However, so these conversations, have a way of, influencing people. So a lot of people who might have or are naively, following up and all that, not necessarily being able to think for themselves, would want to jump on the bandwagon and go with some of those positions. It's very, very clear in a situation like this. Different people with different ideology come together. What is the goal? We want to unseat a government that we believe has made life unbearable for the lives of for Nigerians. We have different ideologies. People will come and say, "Okay, I have intentions of running. You also have intentions of running. How do we do it? We put our popularity to test within the party." Anybody saying that there shouldn't be primary elections conducted and a consensus candidate should just emerge because that is the only, then it doesn't. And the idea that you think it's only your own input or help that would eventually ensure that the coalition would win elections, I think that is delusional. You understand? One thing is clear, that we need help from all quarters to be able to unseat this president that we have there. That is what is clear. You understand? So the idea that you think that you are being used, and because of that, and you believe, and that your preferred candidate and all that must be the person to chair the candidate, then I think you don't see the handwriting clearly enough. You understand? The South we are talking about today. I don't want to even talk deeply into politics and all that. The South we are seeing today is highly contested. For those who have followed the last three elections we've had, we have Edo, Kogi, and Bayelsa. We've seen how the ruling party has conducted themselves, especially the last election in Edo State. Do you think the precedence of that will change in the next election? What do you intend banking on? The principals in charge of those respective states, in the South, especially, about 5 of them have gone the APC direction. Do you think they will fold their arms and, allow? I think some of us are not, very much aware of the dangers that are ahead. It's going to be a different ball game from what happened in 2023. So we must prepare for those eventualities. The idea of walking into an election in a very naive way in 2027, I think that's a recipe for failure. They have showed us the template on how they intend to engage in these elections, and we are being naive about it. What is the essence of a coalition if some of us have our minds made up and it's either my candidate or bust? Then why are we deceiving ourselves? Then we rather remain in our respective positions and allow, because I don't think a divided house will be able to pull this present government or take them out of power. We allow them continue. We cannot claim to be fed up and, on the other hand, make demands on how we want the government to be ousted from power. It doesn't just make any logical sense or political sense. You might have your preferred candidate, but the fairest way possible is for those candidates to go and test their popularity as the primary. The idea of fear that elections or primary elections will be dollarized. Well, I don't think there's any part of the world where favors are not given for people to. It does happen. Maybe in Nigeria, yes, the way it happens and all that. We won't say it's really honorable and all that because it has become the order of the day where people don't have integrity and they take. But it happens everywhere. Favor is given for people to select everywhere across the world. So please, we have leaders who are leading these conversations and all that. Let us allow them do their job. I think some of these people are not babies. They've been in the political space for years and are very, very experienced in this subject matter. Allow them come up with the best possible outcome of unseating this president. You do not get to dictate to people on who to contest and who not to contest. It is hypocrisy. You do not enter a coalition with that standpoint. That is a recipe for disaster and failure. We have to be very careful with our utterances, except we are not ready and we are just here to come and kid ourselves, or because of the favors, maybe we stand to benefit if things remain the way, fragmented as it is. And then we rather allow it, remain this way than actually having something that will be much more sustainable. So please, let us think, come up with data to back some of this our analysis, and the possible outcomes on of shifts in the political landscape in the country. So these are the things we need to do. Keep on engaging, and we cannot be doing the job for the opposition. We cannot. Just within 72 hours or less than 4 days and all that, and you already have this. It's very, very embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. Thank you, Soja, for the opportunity to speak. I think you are doing a very good job. Let us keep on engaging, and I think we really need to know what Nigerians want at this point. You understand? We need to know, so that we do not fool ourselves or kid ourselves. So that so those of us, know that we can know where we are, so that we don't stress ourselves. You understand? There's no point. There's no point if we don't actually know what we want, or or we know what we want, or we want it in a certain way and all that. So if the way you want it is not the best possible outcome, then what is the essence? There's no point trying. Thank you very much, Susha. Yeah, I do appreciate the opportunity to speak. Yeah.
Sir, please, I have a question for him, please.
Okay, Mr. SA, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you, my brother, for your wonderful presentation. So, while speaking, you made mention of dollarizing the primary, and you say it's done everywhere in the world. So, I'm asking, we are clamoring for a new Nigeria where the youth or nobody or a kind of man will be able to contest, or youth like us will be able to contest and win election, and we don't have those dollar and money. So how do we tend to match these people in quotes if, because it's done everywhere in the world and dollar is normal and it is normal? That is my first question. Second question, what do you think is the factor behind budget padding running in trillions of naira and then using billions like 39 billion to just renovate ICC if there weren't a lot of dollar or money that have been spent in the process that brought people to that office? And lastly, this corruption issue, buying of vote in quotes, done every other part of the world. Why is it that they keep progressing, doing things right, obeying the rule of law when they get to office? Because they have a checkmate system, but in a Nigerian situation that is lawless, nobody care and nobody hold anyone accountable. And when money is removed, because they needed to recover what they spent, they would rather increase the facts of governance. So these are the areas I want you to help me clarify.
Well, I think you are not listening to me, because if you listen to me, I don't think that would be, the position you would hold, after my submission, So I made it clear about favors and also condemned, the use of excess dollarization of power. So I don't get where you are coming from with that. Try to listen to people next time, before you ask them questions. I think, yeah, that will be it for me. Yeah.
Boss, I listened. You said it's done
Absolutely.
somewhere in the world.
Oh my God! Calm down, Mr. SA. Calm down, Mr. SA. It's late, yeah. Okay. Obedient, please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's so good to be here. Social. Thanks, brother. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks, everyone. I am Chief. I hope to get connected to every one of you. Moving on. Social, you need to come down to our level. Eh? When to born in Nigeria, if you were born in Nigeria, you could learn from Nigeria. Maybe you come down or you interact with like minds like us, so you learn how to also speak in our local native common language, which is Pidgin English. You know.
Thank you. I truly appreciate the offer, Obedient. Thank you very much.
Social can
Yeah.
speak
So,
pidgin now. He dey speak small sometimes.
but it just dey carry us go where we don't know. Yeah. So, Easy, I think you're the one that spoke last. I thought it was a woman. You were talking about zoning, that zoning is for selfish interest. No, zoning is for those people to feel among. That is what it is. You know. So I'm not an extremist, and I'm not an extremist. I'm an ideologist. So I don't interact with people that don't see good in Nigeria. you are condemning everything. I don't know. Let me use Showore as an example. You condemn everybody. You are the only saint. No, it doesn't work that way. We are talking about Nigeria and democracy. The coalition is a new development and an improvement in our democracy, which we should embrace. It's not only for those people. You should get along, get on board. Their time will pass, but what they've created will last long. We should be happy that we are not running a two-party system like the United States. You know, everything we do in Nigeria, we compare ourselves with the US. Meanwhile, we run a different political system and a different system of government. You know, we should be happy that we should have at least a three, four, five known major political party where everyone can get involved and get contest. If you have sincere mind, you want to rule, you know what to do, you get on board. You know, it has to start from you getting. Are you registered? Do you know what it takes to be an electorate? You know, you must be involved. You know, just talk and just talk. You must be involved in everything that goes on. So, that's just my little submission for now, and I'll be in the listener session as we move on. Thank you.
Okay, absolutely beautiful stuff. Brilliant. Yes. So I don't know. Are you still up, or are you sleeping already? Because I personally am getting a bit dozy. But has anybody else got anything they'd like to say? Because I think we've gone through all the speakers now. So the person who hasn't spoken on the speaker section is Lord Mulkin, and I believe he has fallen asleep. But yes, we truly appreciate his presence anyway. But yes, Ayins, if you're there, what you call it, you can start getting ready to round it up now. Let me quickly pass it over to Chief Analyst while I go get myself a little glass of water or something. Chief Analyst, are you still there? Can you help us wrap it up, kind of round up the space
Okay.
a little?
Okay. Thank you very much, Social. That is a great one. So, Iams, are you here? Oh boy, it seems.
I think he might have fallen asleep.
Okay. So, I don't know how we're going to do at this moment. Well, I just gave someone a speaker. Let's hear from him.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Heavenly Grace. So, Heavenly Grace, are you with me? Okay, it seems Heavenly Grace is not here. So, Akin, can you hear me? Is Akin here? Mhm.
I can see him on the speaker section, but he doesn't seem to be responding. He possibly got here by accident.
Okay, let's move to Khalifa. Khalifa, it seems you want to add something.
Yeah, Khalifa,
Yeah,
you still got your hand up, so please go ahead.
yeah, let's have you, Khalifa.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's easy or obedient that just said something here that I would like to respond to. He said we like comparing our system with the US system, but it's not the same system. The person claimed that the US system operates on two parties, while we don't do that. It operates a de facto two-party system, meaning two major parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. They dominate the politics. However, it is not a legal or constitutional requirement. Other parties also exist, like the Libertarian Party and the Green Party and other parties too. But it's just that they don't win elections, just like some of the mushroom parties we have in Nigeria. So one of the reasons that people like to compare the democracy in Nigeria and that of the US is that they look very similar. So they don't run two-party system as the person portrayed. I've forgotten the person that have said that. So I said, let me quickly respond because some people will make reference to this somewhere because they heard somebody said it here and we all agree.
Okay, that that's a
Sorry.
Khalifa.
Uh,
Okay, Eze, you can respond.
Yeah, this is Eze. I didn't really get what he said because I wanted to help him a bit. The first guy that was speaking made mention of